Hi. Let's talk about credibility interview from the university for UK. What is beautiful point about UK is that there is no visa interview 99% of the time. The only interview what you get is from the university, and typically you will have an representative from India calling you to understand the genuinity of the student. Again, we need to understand what is the mindset of the university rep when he is doing this interview. The university rep would only check two things. Number one, whether you have all the information about the university and about the course. It means that he is trying to check whether you are a genuine student. Number two, he would check whether you have enough financial stability to stay in UK. These are the only two things which any university rep will check in any of the interview. So these interviews from the university can be either an audio interview or it can be a video interview. You would be informed before by most of the universities about the interview. If it is a video interview, you need to prepare very well in terms of your appearance. It's important to dress up well. If you are a male, please ensure that if you have a beard, trim it well. If you have a long hair, maybe trim it a bit small. This is my personal opinion again. And dress up sharp. And we say the best color for any interview is always grey and blue. So you may have a dark trouser or a plain shirt. It's important to have the particular room where you're having the interview well lit up. It should be totally illuminated. You should be clearly visible. Having stable internet connection. If you're doing an interview through laptop, have enough charging on the laptop. If it is mobile, please ensure that it's enough charged. These are the basic things, because once you miss the interview, it becomes very difficult to get second round of interview. And I have seen in couple of cases where the university rep have said, "Can you show me the room around? Whether anybody else is in the room." So it's very important. Please make sure that you are alone in the room and that your room is locked at the time of the interview. These interviews, either it's audio or a video, typically last anywhere between 5 minutes to 40 minutes. Yes, it's 40 minutes sometime. But don't get scared thinking that the interview can be for 40 minutes. It is very rarely that you get that kind of interview. Most of the time the interview gets winded up between 5 to 10 minutes. So who decides how long the interview would be? It is you will decide. If you are confident enough, if your answers are right, and you are speaking in the right tone, with the right body language and having all the information, believe me, the interview will not last for more than 5 to 7 minutes. But if you stumble somewhere and you don't have the right information, the interview may get extended. So what is that typically they are looking at? To find out whether the student is genuine, they would like to check, why did you choose UK? So typically the first question always is, why UK? It is important to do a well-researched answer about UK, that why you are going to UK. The answer cannot be saying that I am going to UK for completing my masters or undergrad. That everybody knows that the reason he is doing the interview. You need to have a right answer, a well-researched answer. The answer could be saying that Officer, UK is a multicultural environment. It is having it's one of the safest place to study. I'm just saying something which may not be much relevant, but you need to have the right answer prepared through internet. It doesn't mean that whatever is mentioned on the internet, just pick up and copy it, because every student will do the same. It's important to pick up the answer from there and answer it in your own words. Typically, it is always good to talk about the multicultural environment, about the safety, about the environment, and maybe a little bit about the ranking of the universities which are there and the course structure. These are the 4 or 5 points which you can cover then when they ask why UK. The second question would be, most of the time, is what are the other universities you have applied before considering this university? So you need to talk about very carefully about the universities. Don't name more than 3 universities in this, because if you put more than 3 or 4 universities, it only shows that you don't have much confidence, number one. And number two, when they ask many questions about the university, you may not be able to answer. So it's important, let's say that I will say, okay sir, I have applied for other two universities. Other two universities are Ulster and Coventry University. So immediately the next question that comes is, can you compare these 3 universities? If you would have said 7 universities, you would have got caught here now. because you said 3 universities. Now you have to compare these 3 universities. So what do you compare these 3 universities on? Typically, you should always compare these 3 universities first thing on the ranking, saying that officer, the ranking of Ulster University is so and so, ranking for Coventry is so and this university particularly which I have taken ranking in so and so. Number 2, you can talk about the modules in all the 3 universities. Number 3, you can talk about the fee structure. Number 4, you can talk about the scholarship. And the last, you can talk about the location and the research-based facility which is available in the university. This is how you are supposed to compare. The next question that would be shot at you is, how many credits do you need to complete masters? So you should know very clearly how many credits you need. The next question could be, how many modules you have in this particular course and can you explain the modules? So you should be in a position to talk about all those modules, at least a line or two, and if required they may ask you to explain any one module at length. So you should be in a position to answer that question. Once you are done with this, then he may get into a lot of other discussions related to the university. For example, what is the website of the university? What is the address of the university? Which airport you will land? From airport, how far is your university? How will you travel? How much is the cost? This information all is available on Google, which we'll put in the link below. Go through this website and this website will help you to understand how you can travel and how much would be the cost. The next question, typically what you get is about your stay. They may ask you, where are you going to stay? So you have 2 answers. Number 1 answer could be, officer, I'm going to stay in the university accommodation. When you say university accommodation, the next question would be, what is the cost of the university accommodation? So you should be in a position to answer that, and this answer is available in the university website. Or if you say that, officer, I'm going to stay in a private accommodation, then you have to explain that from where you are going to get the private accommodation. So generally there are 2 websites that can help you to get this information. One is Amber Student and second is Spare Room. We'll attach the link below. So please go through these links and understand how much it will cost. Typically it may cost somewhere around £300 per month for a stay, and per week it would be around £75. Then there could be a lot of questions asking you about how this particular course is going to help you in your career. So this is something which is very important, because he is trying to check whether you will come back to India, whether you will stay back there. So your answer could be saying that, officer, this course is an extension to my undergrad course what I have done, and this will help me in strengthening my skills ABCD, which you should know, ABCD, and further it will help me in securing a job back in India in a company like ABCD at a position so and so, earning so and so salary. For example, if in case I have to put it on as a student, I'll say, officer, this course will help me in strengthening my knowledge in computers, and this will help me in building my profile further, where I can get a job in a companies like Infosys or TCS at a position of a project manager, earning 12 to 15 lakhs per annum. By answering this, you have very clearly mentioned that you wanted to come back to India, which company you wanted to work with, and what is the kind of the income you are looking at. Further, he may dig further, asking you details, whether you have relatives in US, whether you would like to get married, sorry, it's about UK, whether you would like to come back to India, whether you would like to get married in UK, and all those things. So your answer is a very simple answer for all those things would be saying that, officer, I would like to come back to UK as my parents are there. I would like to come back to India and settle down here. Or if the question is whether you would like to get married. This question generally they ask because we see there are a lot of students who go there and get married to the people who are already having PR, and in turn they settle down there. So my answer is no, officer. My sole purpose of going to UK is to study. We are from a traditional family. I would like to come back to India, get married here and settle down with my parents who are there. So this take care of your most of the education part, first part, and again the second part, which can be the deciding factor for your interview, is about the financial stability. So he may ask a lot of questions depending on how you answer the first question. Who is sponsoring your education? Do you have an education loan? What do your father do? What does your father do? Other questions. So your answer can be very clear, saying that, officer, my Father is a businessman. His annual income is 20 lakhs of rupees per annum. I have secured an education loan from so and so bank. We have a family savings of 30 lakhs of rupees, and we have a property worth 2 crores of rupees. It is very important to talk about entire finances so that he doesn't get into the next question. Sometime he may ask you some details about your father's business, saying that okay, you said your father is into business. What kind of business he is into? How much does he earn? Do you import? Do you export? Little bit more details about the business. How many employees you have in your business? These are the things he may ask. Or if you say education loan, he may ask you which bank you have got the loan from, what is the interest rate, what is the EMI, when EMI will start, which branch you have taken the loan from, who is the person who has processed your loan, who is the branch manager of the bank. You need to have those kind of details. It's very important. And when you say I have a family savings of 30 lakhs or 40 lakhs, they may ask, okay, so you have a family saving of 30 lakhs and do you have siblings? So let's say that my answer is yes. So they say, okay, if you have siblings, then entire 30 lakhs would be spent on you, then what will happen to your brother or your sister? So you need to be clear on those answers. So prepare well. I think the key to success for this interview is only preparation. There are typical questions that would be asked, and sometimes the interview is only for a minute or two. They may ask you a couple of questions. When was the university established? What is the ranking of the university? If you are able to answer this question, the interview is already over. So as I said, it all depends on your answering first and second question. If you are confident, you have the right answer, your body language is right, interview would not last more than 5-10 minutes. Otherwise, we should be prepared for a longer interview. Prepare well. My tips would be, don't use the words like almost, about, maybe. My father's income is 6 lakhs, 7 lakhs, anything less than 12 lakhs is very dangerous. Typically you should have that kind of income. About, around, maybe, any kind of words like are generally not entertained. So it's required that you should have the right confidence, right information, prepare well, go through your website many times, as many times as you can, and definitely you will learn something new when you go through the website well. My best wishes to you. Prepare well, and I'm sure you will get through. Thank you.